car door and the door for the studio.
If you want to wash, what are you going to?
Where your mask at?
If you want to soup, what are you going to? If your head is hot, what are you going to?
Wealth Wednesdays, Volume 2, Episode 3. What the dilly, yo? It's your boy, Dr. David Anderson, aka Mr. Blackonomics. You know the flavor, you know the routine. I appreciate you guys for letting me into your homes this evening as we prepare to learn. The more you learn, the more you earn. And that is literal, all right? Before we get started tonight, I just want to give a big fat shout out to everybody that is participating in the Wealth Wednesdays movement. It's growing, and we're getting some more traction. And honestly, I gotta thank y'all because you guys are reminding me that I got stuff to do. All right, it ain't just about putting little deals together and selling houses and stuff. I got re-inspired today as to what it is that I'm actually supposed to be doing. And so this whole Wealth Wednesday thing, you know, building a set, even though we might not be staying at this particular location, but building a set and, you know, dealing with lighting challenges and getting a dope drywall up and running, all of that together is really reminding me of what it is that I need to be doing. Sorry that I'm out of the screenshot. I apologize for that. But what it's reminded me is that I own a film company, a legit film company. I got 2 films under my belt, Generation 1 and the film Black Friday. Like, I got executive production credits on both of those films and put money up in both of those films. And it also reminded me that Blackwell Films is a real freaking production company. And it also reminded me that Blackwell Films is currently in production on a film that has to do with our origins as Africans in the diaspora, following the Anthony Browder story. And some of y'all might be checking out Dr. Browder right now. I know it's, he's actually on. He has a live webinar right now from 7 to 9. Hopefully y'all don't leave Wealth Wednesday to go watch it. Hopefully you can catch the replay. But Dr. Anthony Browder has located a number of African antiquities. He won't call himself an archaeologist, but he's the closest thing that we have to archaeology in our community. And Blackwell Films actually went to Egypt and followed this dude, Hustle U. Fast shouts out to the homie Hotep. Hustle University Homecoming will be in person Saturday, November 7th. We're having all the HU fam past and present from all over the country in attendance. Can you be there? Yes, I can. Are we getting an award? Question mark. Are we getting an award? What are we talking about today? Well, before we get into our lesson plan for tonight, class, I want to let y'all know what's going on in our world. We live very interesting and very colorful lives. I can't tell you everything, but I will tell you where we are right now. We've got some amazing projects that are happening right now. And actually, we're going to take the whole night to explain how amazing the projects we have, okay? So we're going to do this in threes. We're going to take time to talk about the film opportunities that we have. So we got opportunity. Today is opportunity night because we're getting ready to fire up the opportunity bus tomorrow. So it's all about the opportunity bus. In fact, we need to get some opportunity bus music going on. I don't know if y'all know about that on the opportunity bus. We'll put Fela to the side for a second. What was that joint called? Yeah, here it go right here. You gotta love this. But we got the opportunity bus leaving in the morning. I'm not gonna tell you where it's going, somewhere in Georgia. But it's the opportunity bus. So on the opportunity bus, we're gonna have it's a literal legit Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, okay? For clients, current clients, y'all know what I'm talking about. We got a legit Mercedes-Benz Sprinter getting ready to fire up, gas up. We got diesel going, so we don't burn a whole lot. And we're gonna go into the market and we're gonna go look at opportunity. We're gonna talk about it tonight. The opportunity bus. We got opportunities in 3 areas that we'll be taking a look at. right? Number one, we got some film opportunities. Talked to y'all earlier about the movie that we're in production with currently. Been in production for a couple of years on it, but good things take a long time. Then we're going to talk about opportunities in multifamily. We got multifamily opportunities. Woo, buddy. And then we're going to talk about some hotel opportunities. Got a billionaire flying in this weekend. Putting him on the opportunity bus. We're going to go look at some hotels. So, I say all this to say, on the opportunity bus, it don't just need to be billionaires on the opportunity bus, right? It don't just need to be clients that are pre-qualified for up to $1 million. You know who needs to be on the opportunity bus? You! You need to be on the opportunity bus. But this is how it goes. You don't just call the office and be like, hey, when's the bus leaving? It don't work like that, all right? You gotta be qualified, and it's gotta be a good fit. You know, just cause you got some bread, don't mean you could get on the opportunity bus, okay? What happens on the opportunity bus? A couple of different things. Not only do we go look at these opportunities, and I mean, when we go to look at opportunities, we go and look at opportunities. I mean, we just don't just be rolling up taking pictures. We get out, we talk to the people, we shaking hands, we kissing babies, we taking pictures, the whole 9 yards. When we see the opportunity bus pulling up in your hood, somebody didn't pay their bill. I'm just saying, it just really this needs to be a commercial. There used to be a commercial in Atlanta for this old car wrecker service. It was a junk removal service, and they had this old lady call on the phone. Perkins, come get this car. And then, you know, the Perkins people would come up to Miss Maddie's house and come get the car. Come pick up this car. This car been sitting in my yard for a long time. When y'all gonna come get this car? And then they had another commercial where it was like, Perkins would pull up, Perkins Auto Wrecker they called it. Perkins would pull up and take the car to the wrecker service, and they go and give Miss Maddie like $200. So Miss Maddie, when she started getting paid, that second commercial was, Perkins, I see a car y'all might want to get. So now Miss Maddie's calling Perkins to tell him to go tow people's cars that she thought was abandoned. So she was getting her hustle on. But I say all of that to say, right, the opportunity bus, when we roll through on the commercial, we're going to use this too. We got to call Double Dutch people, see if we use their song and remix it, right? Opportunity bus. We need to have a Miss Perkins in there calling. You need to pay your taxes because the opportunity bus just pulled up. You know they gonna buy your house. I'm just saying. Hello? Can I speak to Mr. Muhammad? Mr. Muhammad, you better pay the tax bill on your hotel because I see the opportunity bus. You know David Anderson is on the opportunity bus. He's gonna buy your hotel. Play around if you want. The opportunity bus is for real. This is legit. And it ain't even no joke. It ain't something I'm thinking about. We on it in the morning. We headed somewhere in Georgia. We're gonna go look at major opportunities in these areas. So, y'all want more information about that? You want to be a part of the opportunity bus? You need to call this number here, 888-755-5105. Hey, now listen, if you're trying to figure it out, and there's no, listen, if anybody knows about figuring it out, I know about figuring it out. There's nothing wrong with figuring it out, okay? But, like, seriously, man, if you know you're not ready for the opportunity bus, right? Because let's just get to it. What we're looking for is $25 million on this film opportunity. I'm going to just put it out there like that. I'm not going to give you all of the details on there because we had to sign NDAs. But if you want to be part of a real studio that's already up and running in an opportunity zone, it's the ticket for that is $25 million, all right? That's just the deal with that. So that's like some heavyweight type stuff. That's like, you know, Kenny Gamble, Byron Allen, you know, William Picard, those kinds of folks. This multifamily opportunity, though, this opportunity fledgles between $250,000 and about $1 million. All right, you don't gotta have that in your pocket, okay? we just pre-qualified a client that's going down tomorrow for $1 million. Clearly, she has over $250,000 available to be able to qualify her for $1 million. So the way that it works is you got to have 20% down. So if you want to get on the opportunity bus, how do you qualify? You need to send over proof of funds for 20% down. You got 200 G's in the bank, 250, 105, 150,000, whatever. We can qualify you somewhere between 500,000 and $1 million. That's your spending budget, all right? So when we get off the opportunity bus and the white folks see us, it can't just be like, uh-oh. You know, we got to have some muscle behind that we can actually activate some of this stuff. Okay, and then on the hotel opportunities right now, I got a hotel site available, $3.5 million. You know, it's in Augusta. It's a great place. It's actually a prospectus build site. But on hotel opportunities, you're looking at anywhere between $5 million and $25 million. All right, and we can provide financing on that as well, 20% down. And we go from there. So tonight we're gonna get into all three of these opportunities in super duper detail. If you're not able to participate with these opportunities, maybe you know somebody that can. You never know. People got a whole bunch of stuff going on. They got settlements that they waiting on. I mean, people are dying left and right. I mean, there's death benefits that are coming from life insurance companies, insurance companies are having to pay out. It's really crazy right now. It's an unreal time. So everybody that's running the market, and believe me when I say they're running, they are running. They're doing the double Dutch bust on the opportunity bus. They're running to market. You want to get in front of them, and you want to be able to negotiate your best deal so you can live your best life. So that's what we got coming up for you. We'll get into that in the 9 o'clock hour. Before we get into that, though, I wanted to set the night up and give y'all some additional information. Want to tell you a true story about the homie Justin. I know we talked about him on the radio this morning. Fat shouts out to Sandra Tedford. She's holding down the website. Y'all can go to investwednesday.com. And also, before I get started, Wealth Wednesdays is brought to you by, that's right, www.therealestate Group Partners.com. All right, so you can go there and get some more information about who we are, what we do, set an appointment online, blah, blah, blah. But I want to give a fat shout out to the homie Justin. We had a closing, I think it was yesterday. We closed this deal with this cat. And let me just tell you about Justin. Justin's a young cat. He's like 35 years old. He works at the bank. This dude bought his first piece of property ever. Was first investment property. He owns his own home. He bought his first investment property from us. It was a triplex in Macon, Georgia. All right. So we gave it to him in a dope deal. But, you know, this dude was real interesting to me. Because as a young person, you know, I talk to these millennials a lot. And not to say that, you know, millennials, they're pretty savvy. But this was the first millennial that I actually met that is really putting his money where his mouth is. You know, a lot of times we push retirement strategies here because, you know, that's what I'm concerned about. You know, I'm dealing with my mom. Her health is not the best that it could be. And so I'm like, wow, mom's just able to take care of this, and this. You know, in her older years, her golden years. So this is what we need to do to be able to take care of stuff like that, right? So, you know, these are the kinds of things that I'm concerned about 20, 30, 40 years from now. You know, will I be able to perform these things? Will I remember these things? You know, am I going to have the strength to be able to perform these things that I'm doing right now? And so this cat at 35, 10 years my lesser, my junior, right? He's doing the things that I'm thinking about now at 45, at 35. So what was interesting, what got me to start thinking about this cat was that my closing attorney, of course, he's a brother, and he's off the chain, You know, he'll do all kinds of deals and get them done and get them done. You know, they'll be clean. We don't have to worry about the transactions unwinding 180 days later. None of that stupid stuff. So we got this millennial here, the buyer, young black man, 35 years old. The seller, myself, well, actually, I was management on the portfolio. And then you got the closing attorney. Everybody at the table is black, and we're just listening to his story. So this property that this cat got is a triplex. So he got 3 streams of potential income. All right. He's in a market that has like 11% cap rate, meaning that the people down there pay their rent. It ain't even like, you know, they not paying their rent. They paying their rent. 11% is the cap rate, right? The other thing that's important about this deal is that he's in a neighborhood that's going through currently gentrification, major gentrification. Like right down the street, it's like the college. You know what I'm saying? The college is like, boom, they taking over, right? They just buying everything up. It's a Marriott, it's a hotel like not like 3 blocks away. It's a new Marriott, right? It's nuts. But the street that he's on, this is what I wanted to share with y'all before we get in our lesson plan. The street that we was on, the D-boys was out. You know, they had their D-boy uniform on, right? The white t-shirt and the blue jeans, all right? So I'm the type of cat, no matter what business I've owned, whether it been a laundromat that was in the blind side or if it was a townhouse in the hood, I always talk to these cats, man, because it just baffles me how somebody could just sling that hard and that soft and not own the land that they slinging on. That's like blows my mind, man. Like I'm like, oh, I don't understand this, right? So I have this like, I don't want to say affinity, but it's almost like this mandate for me to just be like blah blah blah. But a lot of times it might, you know, you can't really just come off on these cats like that because then they be like, yo, Uncle Ruckus, and then they get offended and everybody want to shoot you, right? So I was thinking, I was like, wow, this cat just bought, you know, the corner lot. And he's in their peer group. You know, I'm like, man, just by this dude showing up and managing his property, he can kind of communicate to them indirectly what they need to be doing with their cash. I was like, man, that is powerful. So in essence, you know, because I got to kind of monitor at this point, I got to monitor who I spend my time with, right? I'm like straight up, I'm like monitoring. Like my time is like stupid valuable right now because it's being monetized. So I'm not going to stop what I'm doing to go talk to Dope Boy Fresh because he's made a conscious decision to sell the hard and the soft. So, but I will stop what I'm doing to train Justin to help him get in and out of his opportunity quick, fast, in a hurry. And while I'm training Justin, he could be teaching Dope Boy Fresh if Dope Boy Fresh wants to listen. So I say all of that to say that if you are a real estate professional, mind you, I say professional because everybody's that so-called expert, right? But if you're a real estate professional per the IRS, which in effect means that you got 750 hours annually, that would equivocate to about 15 hours per week, means that you're a full-time real estate investor. If you're a real estate pro, you know, consider investing your money in your hood, in your neighborhood, right? Consider rehabbing the property in your hood, in your neighborhood, right? Consider taking the equity from this flip that you just did, right? And putting it in the ground in a place that you know is going to have long-term value, 11% cap rate, like people got to live somewhere, right? Consider that. Consider that cash flow that comes in every month, right? In perpetuity, right? Look that up, perpetuity. That means forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, perpetuity. That's what that's about. So these are the kind of moves that we got to be making right now. I know it's COVID, people in the retailers. I just talked to my uncle. He was like, yeah, retail is killing me. You know, it's not happening. I got my cousin here tonight. He's on the ones and the twos, the threes and the fours with the cameras and stuff. He's in the camera business and film business, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? His industry's taking a hit. But real estate is here, man. It's here. It ain't going nowhere. We got this is the most business that I've seen come in and out of these doors since we've been in business. You know, since I've been in the real estate business. It's unprecedented. So people are buying and selling right now. That's not, COVID is not going to stop that. Land dirt is still going to happen. Everybody's bringing their money off the market. Alternative markets is on one right now. That's why this Wealth Wednesdays is so crazy right now. I had 11,500 people over watch last week on last week's episode, collectively between all platforms. It's stupid, all right? So I just want to urge to y'all the importance of having a sound strategy, getting with people who are like-minded, right? Taking time out to understand who's in your cipher, who's in your team, right? Who's on your team, right? Like, where's your attorney? Where's your CPA? You know what I'm saying? Where's the real estate broker? Where's your administrative assistant? Where's your camera person, right? All these people are integral to your business, to the success of your business. I say camera person now. Why? Because you got to have content. You know what I'm saying? Everything is this is content right now. You know what I'm saying? In a minute, we're going to have to monetize this content and lease it out because it's intellectual property. As it comes off my mind, right? And people see value in that. Now we got a subscription service going. And then there's like 50,000 people that subscribe to this. You know, give me $9.99 per month for this knowledge coming out the dome, right? That's monetized. I mean, do the numbers on that. So that's how we got to start moving, man. We can't move from a position of lack. Oh, Dr. Anderson, I want to get on the opportunity bus, but you know, I only got 10 racks. Yo, flip your 10 racks. You know what I'm saying? Take your 10 G's, put it into something, multiply the 10 to 30, take the 30, put the 30 back on the block, multiply the 30 to 60, take the 60, put the 60 back in the dirt, 60 come out the dirt, now you up 100. Then you could come talk to me about getting on the opportunity bus, right? But don't make it about someone else, you know, responsibility to get you to where you need to be to participate on these level opportunities. And I'll get into this in the lesson plan tonight. But literally, I had somebody offer me an incredible opportunity, right? But get this, it disappears if we don't come up with the 25 million, right? All the distribution, all the contacts, all the abilities to do all of the content placement, to be able to push all the stuff that I want to push out for my film company. It's like, hey, it just showed up. Hello. But if I don't get the 25 million, fuck out of here. Thanks for playing. Where's that sound effect at? What was that? The losing horn, right? Yeah, you don't want that. Hold on. Where is that? Sorry, class. I need to have this on the. Remember the what was that called, Raheem? We used the instant replay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Hold on. Here it come. Here we go right here. Let's get it right. That wasn't it. That's it. There you go. That's it right there. Wah, 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 wah. You didn't get the 25 million, right? You got to get the 25 million. So what I'm saying is that some people are like, yo, how you going to do that? Don't worry about that. I'm going to figure that out, right? I'm going to make a short list, right? Make a short list of people that you need to call. And that's how it gets done. When you really get down to the get down, that's how people raise money. They get a napkin and they start writing names down, right? You start writing down names of people you got to call. John Udenthal, hedge fund manager, Deutsche Bank, New York. Mr. M.R. Beal, Mr. Blaylock, Mr. Picard, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Byron Allen, Mr. Robert F. Smith. You know, the list goes on, right? Melanie Hobson, right? I got to make the short, I already got the short list, right? I got the cell phone numbers, right? So I got to sit down or text, call, right? Send proposals and everything to their houses. And I got to work the phone. I got to work my cell phone is about to be nuts, right? Because I got to get the person on the phone that can do this deal, right? Bank calling. Bank call, say, hey, we want to do the deal. Got banks fighting over it. But, you know, banks is COVID. You know, they don't have an appetite for that type of level funds. They scared. You know what I mean? This is a hedge fund deal. So all I'm saying to y'all is, no matter what level you're dealing with, whatever problems y'all got, everybody got different kinds of problems. It don't got to be $25 million problem. It could be a $500 problem, right? But at the end of the day, whether you got a $500 problem or $25 million problem, it's still the same thing. It's the same thing. When Thought World is on Thought Patrol and they gotta pay a bill, they do the same thing. They go through their phone. They be like, "Yo, send the cash out." You know what the young person say? Is that what they say, Raheem? When the so good, send the cash out, right? Y'all know what it is. It's the same thing. You gotta send the cash out. So, yo, that same methodology that Thought World practice, right? It's the same methodology, just different means of raising capital. I'm just saying, if Thought Life know how to raise, 2 G's here, 2,500 here, 1,500 here to pay their bills, and they doing that on a monthly basis, that's the same skill set that's necessary for fundraising and raising massive capital. It's just the numbers are different, the ask is different, you know what I'm saying? And the way that you gotta go about maneuvering and presenting information, it changes. It's all it. But Thought Life knows what it is. You know what I'm saying? The Venmo, they send me the Venmo, send me the cash out. You know what I'm saying? It goes down. So anyway, you get what I'm saying, get what I'm communicating. We want y'all to get involved. We want y'all to understand what's really going on. Fast shouts out to Rashad Ritchie, everybody on the Wealth Wednesdays on WAOK. We really appreciate y'all. Intercom Atlanta, Wealth Wednesdays every morning on Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. If you want to tune in, you can tune in locally on WAOK 1380 on the AM. Also, you can tune in if you're not in the Atlanta area on radio.com, 8 a.m., 8 to 8:30. It's really 8:05 to 8:35 exactly. But you can catch us on radio.com. And then, of course, on our platform streaming to the Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. We're going to be increasing our streaming platforms in the very near future. I'm actually working that out literally right now, who we're going to be pushing to. There's some push out to Roku and some push out to Apple TV, and then maybe some push out to Free Speech TV, a couple other things. But this is definitely turning into a full-fledged show. We got a lot of content, we got knowledge, a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. We'll also be hitting y'all with interviews, guests, blah, blah, blah. People jumping on the Zoom and all this other type of stuff with the technology. So stay tuned for that as we grow. We're just trying to put everything in place to get that going. All right. Yo, do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Any talkbacks? Rod Digger, what we got going on here? Let me know what's up so we can get into the lesson plan for the night.
Everybody giving you a shout out. Stay tuned in.
All right, they tuning in. Wednesday. Put the number up here. All right, no questions. Check that. You gotta press the button to check the YouTube. All right. So, I wanted to tell y'all this before we get into what we gotta get into tonight. Okay. Oh man, have you heard Toby eat? I love this dude. Hold on.
Oh. Southwest. I eat beats, watch me dining, shining. I illuminate the rooms that I'm in, timing. Low-key ain't more crucial than alignment. That's why the flow is intertwined with both and I'm defiling. Every beat I'm on, even though I know it's wrong to treat rappers like a napkin after I pissed on commodes. Then I wipe what's on the toilet, can't decipher if you know. Then my life is tied to giving hoodlums life despite the hoes. That the sights are fixed upon to give them pipe out of control. But the plight we abiding has almost wiped out from the lobe of our heritage. Rare kids like me who grew up savage, they got embarrassed when they went to their partner cribs and they matches at a bed frame. Shout out to those who told me Toby was a pet name. Toby Juku Dubin Weekwear is my correct name. Praise God for Follies.
I gotta stop it right there, man. Dude said Toby Dube Nduku Chuke is my correct name. Oh my God.
Broke it down.
Oh God, that's so dope. I gotta play it one more time. Hold up. Just that part right there, and then I'm gonna continue. Toby, Hold up.
Where is my correct name? Praise God for follies of my colleagues that embody everything. I bet you could do been weak. Where is my correct name? Praise God for follies of my colleagues that
Just listen to this, guys. Listen to right here.
Shout out to those who told me Toby was a pet name. Toby Chuku do been weak. Where is my correct name? Praise God for follies of my
That dude is so dope. Yo, so if you don't know about Toby, I mean, you should know about Toby, but if you don't know about Toby, just go to YouTube, type in Toby. Dude is crazy on fire. It's called Eat. Yo, it's crazy. So when we get the show going and we get the intros and the outros, Toby got to do the Black Economics. I'm gonna get John to do the John has this song called Alive. Thank God that I'm alive. And some of y'all know I produced the first record and EP, some stuff with John. So we're gonna get some drops from John. Toby's probably the closest thing that we got to Andre 3000 out of Houston, Texas, Southwest.
I can hear it.
Dude is crazy dope. Anyway, talked about Justin. Told y'all about Toby. Told y'all about the get on the bus, the opportunity bus going down tomorrow. We setting up the night for hotels, multifamilies. Oh, I forgot to add residential opportunities to that too. That's why you gotta have your notes. Residential. Cold-blooded. And then we'll talk about our capabilities in terms of financing. And then what I did want to highlight y'all before we get into our lesson plan about is that in entrepreneurship, we got to be clear on why we're here, okay? We're not here to be running around playing hustle man for 20, 30 years. That's played out. That's not what we're about to do. We are here to create passive income. And you hear this term a lot. You know, they talk about it on Kiyosaki and all that stuff. Rich Dad Poor. Nobody shows you how to develop passive income. They don't do it. So I want to put 7 routes to passive income on the board. Right? We'll come back to the film, the multifamilies, the hotel, the residual. But I want y'all to prep yourselves as we get ready for the top of the hour. Top of the hour ID. Passive income has 7 parts to it to create, I'll call passivity. All right? This is the stuff they don't teach you in school. I mean, they tell you about it, but they don't show you how to get there. And it's almost like, yo, you paying all this money to go to school and the professor's not trying to show you how to develop passive income streams. Like, yo, what's up with that? Because the professor don't know. If the professor knew, he wouldn't be getting a check on the 15th and 31st of every month. Think about that. So, you know, not taking a shot at education, but let's just get into the passive income stream. So number 1, you need interest, right? What's interest about? We're going to break this down. My clients, I have clients, because I don't do this by myself. I have partners, right? And so my partners, they don't have the time because they got to work. They got big time jobs. C-suites is what we call them. They don't got the time to come out here and do what we do every day. Like everybody in the office is dedicated to this. We eat, breathe, sleep, defecate real estate, right? We got real estate on the mind, huh? Commercial all the time. You know how that goes. So interest is why the partners get involved. Somebody shoots $100,000 across the table. They not doing that because I'm David Anderson. They doing that because they want interest. They want that 20% interest or 15% or 10%, whatever is being pledged on the table. They want that interest because they don't want to have to do nothing to get it, right? And 20% on 100 racks is 20 G's, right? You got $20,000 coming at least once or twice a year. Like, yo, that's better than what's going on in the stock market. You can't even get that on the stock market right now. So interest. Our partners participate passively on interest on these deals. Passive income we're talking about. 2, dividends. All right, now we're getting into it. Well, Dr. Anderson, what dividend is, shouting? I want some goddamn dividend income, goddamn. Yeah, I do too. This is from investment partnerships, right? So when we create the investment structure and that operating agreement, the income, the principal comes back. Obviously, we're protecting the $100,000 because we're putting it in real estate. Hopefully, we're making sure there's enough equity there to get the principal and interest back, and maybe a little bit of something on top of that. But it's called dividend income, right? From investments on partnerships. So technically, when we wind down the company and do the return and all that stuff, CPAs do the return, there's a partnership. And there's a K-1 issued, and that's considered dividend income. Dividend, right? That's what the proceeds are. So, and actually, interest is separate from dividend income. If you're doing a deal and somebody gives you $100,000, you're saying, hey, we're going to protect your principal, and for this $100,000 that you're giving us, we're going to give you 20%. That's interest. Dividend income would be if the partner has an equity position in the transaction. So now they're giving you $100,000, and in effect, they're getting equity in the joint venture. That payout is considered a dividend payout. Passive income. Capital gains. We love capital gains.
Kamza said break that record. I'm late.
Who said what?
Kamza?
Oh, Kamza?
Yeah, he said break that record.
Yeah, that record is dope. We'll get to it in a minute. Obviously, we'll use that as on the break. We're going to come back to that. Capital gains. This is from the sale of real estate. So when we have capital gains, like, we had somewhat of a gain the other day. We were able to get the partner's initial principal and interest back. And it was not a major capital gain, but it was a small gain. We could pay some bills and stuff like that. Keep it going the next month, which is very important. So that is from the sale of investments. You receive capital gains from the sale of investments. So if you invested in a business and then you sell the business, the distance between what you paid and what you sold for is considered a capital gain. All right? So we're talking about how do we get to passive income. When people talk about they make money on top of it, they making money, they got big money, shouted. That's called passive income. When they talking that, hey, shouted, they got that big long money, Eddie Long stroke. That's passive income is what they're talking about. They got that Eddie Long. All right. Number 4, royalties. Very interesting concept, right? What are royalties about? Royalties are from products you sell or license, okay? Now, the products, right, that we are pulling out, because here's an interesting thing about royalties, right? To get capital gains, you got to own something. You got to go locate it. You got to buy it. You got to put it on the market, wait for a buyer, and then you get the capital gains. That's a lot of time, right? I wrote the No Mortgage Strategy in 2007. Came up with revisited the concept in 2009. Revised it, excuse me, is the word I'm looking for. 2009. I didn't make another revision to the No Mortgage Strategy until 2019. So from 2007 to 2017, that's a 10-year run. I made at least $1 million off of that one product, okay, in a 10-year span. And this is from one sit down or weekend. I closed myself in the studio for a weekend and came up with like 26 chapters on the No Mortgage Strategy, teaching people about real estate tax liens. And over the period of 10 years, I probably did on average $150,000. So I really made more than $1 million because now I'm thinking about it now. For the first 5 years, I know I did at least $150,000 in product sales. And then in the next 5 years, it was more like $250,000. So I probably made about $2.5 million on that one piece of product, okay? That's nuts. This is one product. That's not counting cash flow strategy, quick hit strategy, all these other strategies. We got like 15 different strategies, right? So what I'm getting at is royalties, right? When we're loading this stuff up onto the Kunaki, and Kunaki has to our fulfillment center. Kunaki has to fulfill these products and all this type of stuff. They pay us, right? That's considered royalties. So royalties is a very, very, very important income from the products or sale of your license, licensing your intellectual property. Number 5. Do that at the top of the break. Rental income. Okay, rental income. You know what that is. Rents from real estate. Somebody said, oh, I wouldn't get in the real estate market right now, Dr. Anderson, because you know the COVID. COVID. Let me tell you something. The people who play in that game talking about, oh, well, I'm short because of COVID. They were short before COVID, okay? Ain't nobody not paying their rent during the COVID. Ain't nobody trying to be on the street during a global pandemic, okay? That ain't happening. If you in the retail game and your situation dried up, figure something out, man. I'm sorry to tell you, go figure something else out. Pivot. It's time to change. I'm just saying. When the broadcast game wasn't working, I had to get in the real estate game. Come on, y'all. Now broadcasting, now they looking for content. We got to get back in the content game. Come on. It's crazy, right? 6, business income. Now, I can attest to this. You know why? Because when the market pivoted, this thing happened to me 10 years ago, right? When this happened 10 years ago, I wasn't in the position that I'm in now where I had like other types of income set up. I had like one income, and my income was based specifically on capital gains. And my whole capital gains slowed down because at that time, the real estate market fell apart. So I had one stream of income, and I had to go move into one of my tax liens, and I took the last little bit of money that I had, and I bought a laundromat, right? I had $5,000, I took $3,500, bought a laundromat, took the other $1,500, turned the lights on, okay? That opportunity, I kind of sat there for about three and a half years and built the business up. It wound up in a movie, The Blind Side. That movie won an Oscar. What was the white lady name that was in that movie? I can't remember either. I forgot.
I would IMDb.
Yeah, it ain't even worth the IMDb. But long and short, it'll come to me. When the movie came out, Quentin came by the shop, and I took a picture with him, and I put that on the Facebook at the time, and told everybody to go to. I made an ad and put it on Craigslist, and I wound up selling the business. I sold it for like $150. I made some change. I had to pay the landlord and all that other stuff. I had some extra outstanding items at closing. But I had a significant piece of change, man, and I was able to take that money and, get the firm up and running and get some things going as it related to the real estate side of things, all right? So business income is extremely important. I say all this to say, before we get into the top of the hour, and I guess they are making a song selection, so I'll give Mr. Toby Dube Chukwu is my correct name. Get him queued up. But this is passive income. And if your professor can't explain what passive income looks like, then you need to demand a refund. Because what institution of higher learning is going to legit charge you $150,000, $250,000, $300,000 a year and not be able to break this down and show you, class, how to get this done? You're not paying a fee to be here every weekend, although you will be in the future, but right now, you're not. You know what I'm saying? So this is free game that we're giving to you, right? Hopefully you see enough value in it so that when we move to the subscriptions model, you maintain your membership, right? Because as we grow, you grow. That's how that goes. All right, we're getting ready for the top of the hour.
Cue back in on that thing, that movie. Pasha, Alma, thank you.
Sandra
Bullock.
I eat beats, watch me.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
I illuminate the rooms that I'm in.
Top of the hour.
Low-key ain't more crucial than alignment.
Let's go.
That's why the flow
Wealth
is
Wednesdays.
with both and I'm defiling. Every beat I'm on, even though I know it's wrong. To treat rappers like a napkin after I piss on commodes. Then I wipe what's on the toilet, can't decipher if you know that my life is tied to giving hoodlums life despite the hoes. That the cipher fixed upon to give them pipe out of control. But the plight we abiding has almost wiped out frontal lobe of our heritage. Rare kids like me who grew up savage, they got embarrassed when they went to their partner cribs and they matches had a bed frame. Shout out to those who told me Toby was a pet name. Toby Juku Dubin Weekwet is my correct name.
What?
Praise God for follies of my colleagues that embody everything I overcame, blowing that ganji to suppress pain. Oh, but I was weak though, so on occasion purple haze would keep me warmer than a peacoat. Debo should be what you portray when you placebo, but now my flow the cheat code. Every bar is worth a kilo. Oh, every bar is worth a kilo. Oh.
Every bar is worth a kilo. Whoa.
Toby Juku Dubin Weekwet is my correct name.
Fat.
Hit the ground running like a halfback, mad black, PG65 in my last
Fat.
all who tried to harm me, I don't scratch that. I got 2 kids and I still snap back.
Yeah.
Had to have these girls don't think my pen dead.
Yeah.
Hard to sleep on me like a twin bed. What's wrong? Now I ball like a skinhead. You only get 1 shot, that's what Slim said. Only had 1 wish, worth the rage to vacate. Anything that gave way to poverty. You can tell I move with sovereignty, obviously. I'm an anomaly. We don't ride the waves we create. That's how we made it to Beyonce playlist. Toby used to have some more big faces, but now we got it crippled up the spices. Crippled up in faces, I'm basic. Been influenced by the city of the station. Never going back to the station or the spaceship. I'm about to
Be on a first name basis with.
Beyonce. Yeah, I'm about to be on the first name basis with Beyonce.
When the boys to be a word to one, yeah. Whole hood screaming told, don't go Kanye. H-time chasing with the flow, doing grind. Want to buckle quickie on your head, is what my mama say. Gorilla on the beat, I go Harambe. Stacey House head to toe on the prom day. 2 kids like wilder than Deontay. Boy, dog trying to get a verse from Andre. I done been with mighty dumb, but my baby mama sworn Aphrodite knew. If this the issue, pack a pistol, keep it tightly tucked. Cause they're tired of this bitch on you, now you run. Where you like to run? Either way, it's tragedy. Please don't try to take my life, that's a catastrophe. On my soul, ain't no hoe in my
Ain't no hoe in my anatomy.
Put it on everything like Tony Sash.
Cut the beat. This dude, Toby Dube Chuku, is my correct name. That's what he said. I love this dude.
So, interest, divide, D capital gains, royalties, business income. What was the other one, please? Marilyn Johnson.
Oh, come on, Dr. Johnson. What we do, right? When we done, you could go to YouTube and then just scroll back to 8:50 on the Wealth Wednesdays. In the 3rd episode, Volume 2, 3rd episode. It'll all be there. All right, let's get to it. We in the 2nd hour. Welcome to Wealth Wednesdays, Volume 2, Episode number 3. Sorry, man. I gotta put y'all on to the new that's conscious. It's kind of interesting. Everybody want to be so-called conscious now. Like consciousness is in style. It's like, come on, man. This is what rap was used for. Let me tell y'all this, and then we'll move on into our lesson plan. We're gonna get into this film deal right quick. Show y'all what I'm a part of. Film deals. Without me giving away too much. So, in 1991, excuse me, there was a meeting that was taken. It was either 1990, excuse me. There was a meeting that was taken And Universal Records, so I did a few deals in my day, right? I'm noted for getting Lil Jon and East Side Boys up to TVT Records. At the time, was a gentleman named Steve Gottlieb. He was friends with a dude named Avery Lippman. Avery Lippman was at Universal Records. So we got the Yin Yang Twins to TVT, to Koch Records, excuse me, and then Lil Jon over to TVT, and then ultimately Smurf went to TVT as well. He was with Koch and then got him TVT. And then Tip wound up going to Atlantic, all right? But this guy, Avery Lippman, was involved with a lot of stuff. So it's suggested that in this meeting, Avery Lippman over at, and these are Jewish cats, over at Universal Music Group, was also affiliated with the Corrections Corporation of America, all right? CCA. I forget the gentleman's name over there. It was like Thomas something. His last name will come to me. So this guy was a silent, the Thomas dude with the CCA was a silent investor. Avery Lippman had a meeting with him and was like, yo, I got all of these rappers and I can, if you give me some money, right, for his company, he can sign more rappers, more gangster rappers. They'll go out and talk this gangster stuff and it'll promote the Corrections Corporation agenda, which is to get more people to go to jail, so to keep the numbers up. This is how hip hop got co-opted, right? And don't debate me on this. I watched it happen. I'm just saying. I watched the players that are in the game discuss this, right? So long and short, what I'm saying is we watched from 1990, from the whole 90s, we watched something that was supposed to empower, supposed to uplift. Yo, we had X-Clan, man. These fools drove a pink Cadillac. They had bones in their noses, right? They was talking about some straight up revolutionary type stuff, okay? And we watched all of that. We watched Public Enemy, we watched KRS-One, we watched cats that was really talking about something that was really deserving of airtime. Poor Righteous Teachers. We watched all these cats that was deserving of something. KMD. I mean, come on, man. Dr. Doom came out of that, right? We watched all of these cats that the MF Doom, excuse me, came out of that. All of these cats just disappeared, man, because it wasn't no distribution outlet. There was a distribution outlet for everything else after post NWA. You know what I'm saying? Because they saying, oh, NWA created gangster rap. No, they did not. They was angry and they was talking about what was going on in their community at the time. But if you really listen to what they was talking about, that record NWA is just as strong as Public Enemy. You could play it right now. Matter of fact, you can go out the street right now and rock NWA, F the Police. It's going on right now. Like 30 years later, 40 years later. So all I'm saying to y'all is the co-opting of hip hop happened from a partnership between the prison industrial complex and Universal Music Group. Wow. Period. That's how that went down. And y'all let it happen. And y'all supported it. So it's no indictments. All I'm saying is, if you get to hear some good music, like Toby, and he got his wife with him, right? And one of his homegirls makes the beats. Wow. And they got real artistry going on. They got people dancing, modern dancing going on. Okay? They in their socks, man. This dude is rapping with his kid in one hand and his wife and everything and the beat maker in another. It's dope, man. The whole thing is dope. So these are the kinds of images, when you see these and you come and you understand what these things are, you got to bring these things to light, man. So whatever platform you got to honor these cats because they doing what they supposed to do with their airtime. Anyway, yo, class is in session, top of the hour. Welcome, Black. It's Wealth Wednesday Seminar Series, Volume 2, Episode 3. We're going to talk about these film deals. What's the buy-in? All right, we got 3 things we putting on the board tonight. Film, multifamily, or 4 things, really 5. Film, multifamilies, hotels, some residential stuff, and then we'll talk about financing. So there's 5 things we putting on the board tonight. Film deals. More specifically, film studios. Let's change this from just deals to studios. Mr. Byron Allen, hopefully, I just text you. Hopefully, Mr. Allen, you will hit me back tonight. If somebody at ES Studios is listening, Oh, he read it at 7:06. All right, so that means that he knows what's going on. So Mr. Allen's officially been alerted about this opportunity. This buy-in is 25 million. Okay, so this might not necessarily be, well, you never know. It might be somebody on the other end of this that is watching this presentation. But I'm gonna make this very direct for the people that I'm actually targeting, to Mr. Allen, to Mr. John Utenthal, to Mr. Michael V. Roberts. Of course, he'll be coming in, and we'll be taking him to the location. Mr. Blaylock, Mr. Beal, Mr. Robert F. Smith, Miss Melanie Hobson. I'll be reaching out to all of you guys personally via cell phone, and you'll be receiving a FedEx package to your front door in the next 72 hours about this particular opportunity that I'm about to put on the board. It's about 125 of you. Well, excuse me, let me dial that back. There's definitely 70. There's about 85 of you that I'm targeting that have or are managing portfolios or some type of hedge fund or whatever, because these are private equity dollars, and we want to keep these dollars black, if you will. So I'm not necessarily taking this package to Goldman Sachs. I'm bringing this package to Ariel Capital, to Miss Hobson. I'm not necessarily wanting to take this package to the Lehman Brothers, because I would like to, if I'm able, for Mr. Allen, for you to at least review it and give me some feedback and maybe even get involved. There's some equity involved. So before we get into the buy-in, what do you get for buy-in? Well, number one, this opportunity is, guess what? In an opportunity zone. And fat shouts out to Steve Glickman. I actually been introduced to him from another gentleman. Appreciative for that introduction. Steve Glickman is the gentleman who has created the Opportunity Zone Fund and Opportunity Zones on a federal level. So he created it. He got with Cory Booker. Cory Booker got some excitement behind it. It became an act of Congress. It got slipped into the 2007 tax plan, Trump tax plan. So this opportunity is in an opportunity zone. So there's somebody out there right now that needs to move $25 million. There's somebody that needs to move this money, because this money is not working for you on the market, right? You're actually losing your money on the market. Why is the opportunity zone important for you? The opportunity zone is important for you because at $25 million, you get to park your funds, and you already know this. You get to park your funds here and have your funds reside here for 10 years. So you're going to get a 10-year tax credit. Okay? Funds parked for 10 years. And you'll be investing not only in a business that's already in an opportunity zone, but you'll be also participating on the business side. Okay? So, and we'll get into that in a minute, because I'm getting above myself. So right now, the first deal is it's a qualified opportunity zone. You need to park $25 million in the opportunity zone, holla at your boy. Number two, why would you want to do this? Well, Georgia has film credits. Georgia has film credits that are transferable. They're transferable credits. This is on the state level. Opportunity Zone Fund is on the federal level. Georgia film credits on the state level. Okay? So what are we saying? We're saying that if you were to put some funds into this deal, I'm sure the proprietor can throw some credits in there, film credits, that is, and we'll talk about what those are. You have to inquire, and then we have to give you the data. And listen, please don't call the office inquiring about who the film opportunity is. We got NDA signed. We're not doing all of that. All right. This particular opportunity is qualified SEC accredited investors and high net worth individuals only. All right. I'm not soliciting y'all. I'm just telling y'all what it is. All right. I'm just going through the opportunities. These are real live opportunities. This is not something that I can make up. All right. Number 3. What is the benefit to this? Right. So you're talking about investments. You're talking about opportunity zone. You're talking about the Georgia Film Credits. Now let's get into it. Atlanta. Well, take the mystique out of it. What else are we getting? For your investment, there's equity participation. Now, I can't tell you, I can't put the number on there. I'm not going to. You would have to, give us a call, make a hard inquiry, show us that you have the capacity, and we can make arrangements to pick you up. There's people flying in the code and check this opportunity out. But there's equity participation. At what level, we'll have to discuss that, preferably in person. What else can I also tell you about the opportunity? I can tell you that there's a lot of major movies being shot in Atlanta right now. I mean, major movies. I can't tell you exactly which ones they are on this platform, but just know there was some major films that are coming out very soon that was shot at this location. All right, and there's been a lot of films shot at this location. So this is not some kind of jumpstart opportunity. This opportunity is a very well-established opportunity, and it's available. So we can discuss that later. So without violating the terms of the non-disclosure agreement, this is what we got on the board. We got the ability to say, hey, we can park your funds here in the opportunity zone. We can offer you transferable credits, equity participation. What that number is, you gotta have to fly down here. We're gonna have to send a sprinter to pick you up and show you what's going on. And then ultimate bragging rights. I can't tell you how big the bragging rights are. The bragging rights is heavy, right? I mean, nuts hanging real low. The white man made a song about it. What'd he say? I got truck nuts. Remember that? Truck nuts hanging on my 4x4. Isn't that how you said it? Bro. Yeah. There it is. Oh, man. They be having some crazy videos on here, man. But yeah, the bragging rights on this deal right here, this film deal right here, is crazy. So we really want you to, this is hard inquiries only, man. We're not looking for people playing around. If I could show you this right here. Yeah. All I can tell you is that Mr. Allen just read my message at 7:06. I sent my message at 7 o'clock. So we'll see how that works. All right, so that's the film opportunity. Let's get into the next opportunity. Any questions about the film opportunity? Please don't ask me questions that are going to violate the NDA. But if you got any general questions about the film opportunity, we can go there. Anybody got 25 mil? How we looking?
Looking good.
No questions on that? Ain't
No
nobody got
questions on that. No.
Wow.
On that one.
Okay.
Everybody still tuned in.
It's all good. Go to opportunity number 2. The second opportunity might be more doable for everybody on the other end of that line. And he was like, oh, yeah, I don't got 25 minutes. This nigga around. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You will one day. You will very soon. Not even one day. You will soon. Okay? All right. Let's go to the next opportunity. Multifamily. All right, we talked about the opportunity bus, right? We gassing it up. It's got a diesel door. This is my first time owning a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Got a diesel door. You gotta go get diesel. Can't go to QT for that. You gotta go to the truck stop.
Truck stop.
You know why? You know what I say?
Well, that big old truck that nearly ran you off the road. 6,000 pounds of chrome and steel, but not an ounce of real payload. Well, you see, the thing for me is not the work this truck can do. I just wanted something big so I could impress you with my truck nuts.
Hanging on my 4x4. You got truck nuts. You gotta love white folks, man. They come up with the craziest stuff.
Why that sound like an intro to a TV show?
I got truck nuts. I got truck nuts.
About trucker. That'd be a good intro for a truck movie.
Truck nuts. That's crazy. You know, I was always wondering what that was about. They be driving their little pickups, and then one dude had them the other day. It was scraping on the floor. It was like it was sparking. I was like, yo, what is this about, man? I got truck nuts. Hanging off my 4x4. Anyway, the multifamily opportunities. Multifamily opportunities is crazy, all right? What's going on right now in the market? Why are these multifamily opportunities popping up? They wasn't popping up like this before. Why are they popping up now? What are they? Speaking of truck nuts, we got trailer parks. We got trailer parks. Pioneering every day. Yo, if I bought a trailer park, I know somebody's like, trailer park? I'm not buying a trailer park. There's a trailer park right now. I can't tell you where, right? Because I know there's other so-called real estate investors watching Wealth Wednesdays trying to get my stilo, try to figure out what I'm talking about. And I know y'all watching, right? Because I'll be watching y'all watching me. And so after I do my thing, I watch y'all and y'all just start talking about the same thing I'm talking about. So I know y'all watching. It's all good. Y'all can't do these $25 million deals. So that's cool. I'm going to give y'all something right here. It's all good. I understand. But there's a trailer park somewhere in Georgia that has like over 100 keys, right? And they paying somewhere between $300 and $500 a month. So let's do some basic math on that, class. All right? You got over 100 keys. 100 keys is doors. And you want to multiply that on average, let's just say $450. That means that it's $45,000 coming in a month. Multiply that times 12. That's $500,000. That's $504,000. Now, this opportunity is $900,000. Okay? That's the ticket on there. And that's considering that everybody might not be paying their rent. Okay? But guess what? That's probably why the person who owns the trailer parks, because with trailer parks, there's two ways you can do it. You can lease the land, or you can own the actual double wide or triple wide or whatever it is that sits on the land and you rent that out. So it's different agreements with these trailer parks or whatever, but this is a cash cow, okay? The thing is, when you have a pandemic, right? Everybody's that's in the trailer park because they're like transient people. These are the people that work at the, Little Caesars restaurants and all this type of stuff. This is the working class workforce people. They the ones that got hit, right? So the owner is like, man, I can't handle this. I gotta pay this bill. Let me get out of here before I lose my shirt. So it's really an emotional thing, right? Because he's saying, oh, I gotta sell, right? Now, here comes you guys, entrepreneurs, because here's how we do this. If this guy wants $1 million, right? Y'all could do this. Somebody called the radio station and was like, yo, I want to know about multifamilies and send over, $250 in the bank. I went and qualified them for like $1 million. So, there's people out there that got that. That ain't, you got that. You got it in the retirement account. The guy that's owning this right now is losing his shirt. He's making an emotional decision because in his mind, he don't have the wherewithal or capacity to deal with this anymore. It's been 8, 9 months of this. I don't know if I'm going to get my rent or not. And now I got to pay the water bill. So he's like, yo, I'm out. Give me my $1 million, my $900,000. Let me cash me out. Okay? So now, here y'all come. Well, I got 250. 250 equals $1 million in my world. Now we can go to this white man and, you know, I got truck nuts. Wah, wah. All you white people pay rent. Right? It's like I'm collecting the rent. Now, I wouldn't tell them that y'all, that you black. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely get the truck nuts people to manage your stuff. Because I would not be walking. I'm here to collect the rent. I ain't doing that. I stopped that a long time ago. I'm not collecting rents. I'm not doing that. All right? So that's the trailer park opportunity. Okay? These are live opportunities. This is not something that we just making up. You know what to do with trailer parks? We got multi-families. Okay? And we have 6 units. We have a 10 unit. We have a 20 unit. And a 30 unit. This is actually what we're going to go look at tomorrow. Okay? All of this right here. The 6 unit is like 250 G's. The 10 unit is like, I think the 10 unit is 500,000. The 20 unit is $1 million. And I think this 30 unit is $1 million. All of these are live opportunities right now. Okay? Somebody got 250 in the bank in the retirement account. You can come, you can call our office, we can pre-qualify you, get you on an opportunity bus, take you down there, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So multifamily opportunities are opportunities right now. Now listen, this stuff, this ain't, oh, I'll get back to you when I'm ready. Okay? If you're not ready, it's okay. Take this lesson tonight as goal setting. Oh, this is goals. I don't got the 250 right now. Goals. These opportunities ain't gonna be here by next week this time. This is something you gotta move on right now. It's just like with the situation with the film joint. After I get on the phone and work my phone and put the proposal out there to where it needs to go, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing else after that, man. It's just, this is what it is. This is the opportunity. This is the buy-in. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be here next week. We got a limited time to make this happen. All right. So these are opportunities. They're going right now. If you're trying to get on it, the opportunity bus is leaving in the morning. Okay. And if you can't make it in the morning, we're gonna be looking at opportunities all weekend. So tomorrow is Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the opportunity bus is running for 4 days. So, you gotta. I'm sorry. Somebody called and was like, well, Dr. Anderson, I gotta go to work. Well, I wish you would have called me earlier because I gotta go to work. Ain't nobody working right now. It's COVID. Like, seriously, come on, man. So this ain't no regular chick. You're not taking this chick to the McDonald's, y'all. You gotta respect this chick. You gotta send a plane for this chick. And opportunity is on the board right now. You can't be like, oh, well, I'll get with you when I'm ready. This chick ready to go right now. And she not eating McDonald's, okay? So you gotta respect this woman and you gotta step to her correctly. And so the people that are ready, process this. This is what it is right now. Send a proof of funds. We'll go out there and put this deal together for you. These people are selling. They are motivated. They done been through 8-9 months of COVID. All right? Understand what that means. That means that they got to pay the water bill. They got to pay the light bill. Their income is off. And somebody says, well, why would I want to buy that? Then it's not going to work out for me. Hey, listen. Trump already said there's a cure. They're going to release it 2 weeks before you vote for everybody so that you vote for this dude. Like we stupid, right? So the game is about to change. The economy is about to go forward. And all of these people that's getting ready to sell, they're selling because they're panicking. It's a panicked sale. It doesn't mean that the asset is not performing. It means that the seller's panicking. And that's the opportunity. That's what people are missing. So, these multifamily opportunities ain't going to last long. Trust me on that. Somebody said, well, Dr. Anderson, is the apartment complex. These 20 units and 30 units, these are the apartments. $20 and $30 units, those are apartments. Put some delineation between that. Trailer parks, multifamilies, apartments. It's not gonna last long. And I'm not trying to be up here like a used car salesman. Like, if you want it, cool. If you don't want it, you know, whatever. Somebody's still gonna call us about it. You know. So I'm just trying to enlighten y'all because, you know, y'all get money and then it's like, you know, well, I'm gonna go buy some rims. That's played out, man. Ain't nobody buying no rims right now. It's COVID. You know what I'm saying? When you get some bread, this is what you do with it. You buy a trailer park. Like, y'all want to sit here and tell me about racism and white supremacy and how the man got his foot on your neck and all of this type of stuff. Literally got his foot on your neck. Well, like, get some reparations, man. Like, if that stuff really bothers you, then buy trailer parks. Buy the trailer park from the trailer trash white people that is voting from Trump. Like, that to me is reparations every month. Every month you get an opportunity for the trailer trash Trump people to pay you. Like, that to me is like that is truck nuts. Like, they can say, oh, I got truck nuts. Like, you getting money in your bank account every month from those same people. Like, that is incredible to me. Like I would be like, yo, low key, I would be driving through there. Low key, I would be driving through there. Just to be like, looking at the people that gotta pay me every month. And just be like laughing about it. I wouldn't say anything. I would get a truck and just drive through with the truck nuts. And play that joint loud as hell. I got truck nuts. Burr, burr. Pay all your rent on time. I'm just saying, man, that's reparations, man. All of this other stuff, all this marching, yo, man, that ain't gonna stop nothing, man. They're gonna still shoot you in the back 5 times and you ain't gonna get no compensation for it. So you might as well get aggressive about finding out where these people live and creating some kind of corporation that owns that land and let them folks pay you. That's just it, in my opinion, if it really bothers you like that. I'm just saying, that's what they do to you. You ever go and figure out who owns the building that you live in? I know in New York City, there was like 4 people that owned the building that my mom was in. Their last names was like, you know, Selig and Schwartz and Goldberg. Them cats, right? So why you don't put yourself in that same position? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with you. We just got to start thinking differently. That's all that's about. Let's get into the third opportunity. So we talked about film, talked about the multifamily. Now we're going to talk about these hotels, what we call the lodging sector. This is the lodging sector, aka hotels. All right, so we got the big fish flying in to take a look at what's going on here in the market. All right, so we got about, I'll say 5, might be more, opportunities. 5 opportunities. And I can't really give the details on them like that. But I could just say opportunity number 1 is 140 doors. This one is 4.5 million. And it's in an OZ. The other opportunity is 89 keys. 4 million. It's also in an OZ. OZ stands for Opportunity Zone. Number 3, oh man, where's that spot at? Number 3 is 100 keys, also in an OZ. That one was 3 million. 3.5, sorry. Number 4 is not in an OZ. 4 is I think 120. They want 11 12 million. No OZ. And then the last one, I gotta get the data on. I don't think I could put that one on the board. Okay, but let's just deal with these 4 right here. So we got 4 hotel opportunities, okay? In Atlanta right now, in the Georgia, I'll say not the Atlanta area, in the Georgia area, all right? Right now, available. So, how do these get financed is the question. Well, you know, with this type of ticket, because everybody don't got $4 million, 4 M's in the bank right now to be playing for this, right? So this really, unless it's a hedge fund, it's going to require financing, okay? So where do you go to get this type of financing? And we'll talk about the financing after the next display of opportunity. But these I'll talk in detail about it. Excuse me. This is EB5, E2, potentially self-directed IRAs, and commercial finance. And I will show you before we get out of here how these deals get done on the financing side. Okay? How can you participate with this? Well, you got to have 20% down. So 20% down on $5 million is $1 million. So you need to have $1 million in the bank if you're going to call talking about, hey, I want to get on the opportunity bus and look at these. On 12 million, you need to have about $2, maybe $3 million in the bank to activate the other 80%. All right. But these are real legit opportunities right now. Opportunity bus, it's going to be running all weekend, burning some diesel on the diesel door, going to look at opportunities, real opportunities. So this is going to be real important. All right, that's the lodging sector. Any questions on this? Yo, Rod Digger, we got questions?
No new questions at the moment.
No new questions. All right.
Oh, wait, got one? Average cost of trailer, this star.
Average cost of trailer park?
Yeah.
They want $900,000.
Okay. I think he probably went single. Oh, you talking about you already told the whole part. So I guess I think he's talking about just a single.
I don't know about the single. These are multifamily opportunities.
Gotcha.
All right. So we talked about the film. We talked about the multifamilies. We talked about the hotels. Residential opportunities. Gentrification. All right, next sale for these opportunities, next sale date is calendar. Okay, by month. All right. My next sale date is the 6th of October. All right. So for those of you that can't participate with the film opportunity, for those of you that can't participate with the commercial hotel opportunities, for those of y'all that can't participate with the multifamilies, the next residential opportunity is October 6th, 2020. All right. If you're trying to participate on this, residential houses, average ticket, for these particular houses, bids are going to start at, a couple of $100, maybe go up to 10, 20, 30 G's. Equity positions in there might be $100,000. If that's your sweet spot, if that's what you can move on, you might want to give this number a call because we have to get in place for this opportunity. We can't call at the last minute. I can't tell you how many people call the week before the sale talking about they want to get involved. It does not work like that. We have clients that we've been working with for months, trying to get them prepared, trying to roll over funds. I mean, a rollover takes at least 3 weeks. In my office right now, it's taking about 3 weeks to get rollovers to the beneficiary company and from the beneficiary company to into the LLC. This stuff takes time, and we can't do this stuff at the last minute overnight. It's too much paperwork involved. It's too many disclosure forms. It's too many private placement forms. It's too many operating agreements. It's too many articles of organization. It's just, come on, y'all. Beneficiary agreements, come on. Unsigned beneficiary agreements. Can I leave this money to my baby mama? Are you married in the state of Georgia? Yeah. Did you tell your wife? No. Well, as long as you get her initials, you can leave to whoever you want, and she agrees. I'm just saying, we got a whole bunch of stuff that we got to fill out for people to be able to participate, and so it takes time. Is all I'm saying. So we want y'all to get funds rolled in, so we can get in place and in position, so we can deploy those funds on your behalf, so that you can take and participate on these residential opportunities. This is an opportunity for you to get on the opportunity bus, all right? Now, why is this important? Everybody can't drop $25 million on a premier recording film studio in the Atlanta area, or in the Georgia area, or in the Macon area. Everybody can't do that, right? So, residential opportunities are opportunities I think that everybody can do, okay? These are opportunities that are available. Gentrification is not stopping in Atlanta, right? It's not stopping because Day and John want to live on Boulevard. They buying up everybody's house, moving them people out the way, and they putting up skyscrapers. Trust me on that. You can go to Edgewood right now and look and see for yourself. They not playing with y'all. So, Dr. Anderson, how can we participate on gentrification? Well, it's the same psychology. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to own the trailer park and make them people pay you every month, then guess what? You can get wise and watch how things are happening in your neighborhood. You see the people running outside at 3 o'clock in the morning walking their dogs. Buy a land lot. Buy the land lot in between the development. Duh. You know what I'm saying? Put a container home on it. Somebody called today and was like, hey, I don't want to invest, but I want to invest. Where do you get the list from? But I don't want to invest. You know, all that type of stuff. No problem. This is where you go. You know? But you need a team. Don't think you could just come out here and do what we do. The people kill me all the time with this. Like, yeah, I'm going to go to tax sale because I watched Dr. Anderson on Wealth Wednesdays. I'm going to do it myself. Good luck. Oh, yeah, you got to do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Anderson talked about his due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, I'm just saying. I wouldn't want to take $100,000 of my own money out my 401k and roll it on black if I wasn't doing, I would say, way more than due diligence to do what we doing. Because we not doing due diligence. We going above that. We doing it. We got real estate intelligence. We like the military. You know what I'm saying? You know, we looking at live images using satellites. Cat, let me tell you this right quick. We went to another market and I seen a cat that I know. Cat was like, yeah, you know, I did my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to get online, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So I did my thing. You know what I'm saying? I ran the bill up to like $500,000. I got beat out, but then I got everything else after that bid. You know what I'm saying? I went in to go pay my bill, getting ready to go back up on the opportunity bus with my team. And the cat is like, yo, Dr. Anderson, blah, 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 blah. You know, they making me pay for this thing. And I didn't really know what it was because when I went out there to go see it, it wasn't nothing there. You know, the images on Google, they be like 6 months old. I'm like, yo, who's using Google Images? Who fucking does that? You know what I'm saying? Who's using the satellite from Google Earth? You mean you're not getting a live feed? Well, you can't get a live feed. You can't. That's right, you can't. And so this cat didn't pay his bill. And because the cat didn't pay his bill, he can no longer ever bid again. They was like, yo, Dr. Anderson, you know this dude? I was like, nah, I don't know this dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that dude. I paid for 15 years, I paid my bill. I ain't ever not paid my bill. I don't know that dude. You understand what I'm saying? But all I'm telling you is, going on your little computer and going to Zillow and going to Realtor.com, that information is inaccurate. I can't tell you how inaccurate that information is. The information at the county is inaccurate. In fact, the information on the county level is so inaccurate that my staff communicates to the county. The county leans on my staff. A couple of different counties lean on my staff to get the correct information on what should appear on their website. That's the type of shit we doing in here. But y'all want to go out here and get on the internet and be like, yeah, I did my due diligence. I went to Zillow, I went to Trulia, and I went to Realtor.com, and it said this. Who's using that information as guidance for investment purposes? 100 racks? You think I'm gonna bet 100 racks on something that Trulia is talking about? Come on, who does that? But there's a whole lot of so-called real estate investors out here telling y'all that that's their modality, that's their protocol for investment, and y'all following that. That shit to me is hilarious. I hate to curse on the line, but that's hilarious to me. So, and this is the type of stuff that y'all are being taught to do. So all I'm saying to you is, like, I spend like over 250 G's annually on fresh research, man. I got abstractors that work. I got a title company that we own. Abstractors work for us. They in the basement getting the fresh manna, fresh information as it's updated from the central nervous system back to the hub. Come on, man. Like, ain't nobody doing that. I'm just saying. But you want to go out here and spend your hard-earned money, but you looking online. You using Truly, using Zillow. Yeah, Zillow said, why you using Zillow as a benchmark? That's like asking the crackhead outside on the street for $5. The crackhead, the dude that just smoked crack, he just asked you for $5 while you was at the pump. He just asked you for $5, but now you asking him for $5. That's how you look going to Zillow trying to get information. That information is inaccurate, yo. So check it. You using inaccurate information, bad data, right, to go out and make an investment, make a placement of funds. That's why they call it a private placement agreement. You trying to make placement of funds. And this is the killer part. This was funny, yo. This Property Shark business, like all Property Shark does, it aggregates information directly from the county. But I just told you that the county's information is incorrect. So the county's information ain't all the way accurate, but you paying for access to the Property Shark to get inaccurate information that you using to make placement on. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's right. So I'm just saying, you could do it on your own, right? Keep doing it on your own and keep getting the result that you're doing. Or you could get it with some professionals, right? Because we have created our own system. We have our own proprietary system that I've perfected. It's taken me 15 years to do it. And I have checks and balances in place. We got it being done by hand. We got it being done by automation, by computer and automated learning. And then we got another fact-checking system by abstractors, actual abstractors that have insurance in case they make a mistake, right? We could get some relief on that, right? It's called a performance bond. All the abstractors got performance bonds, and then the title company has insurance on it. So come on, man. Like, unless you moving like that, there's no possible way you could go out here and start raising funds. You're going to take somebody's retirement and bank it off of, oh, yeah, I did my due diligence. Well, what is your due diligence? Let's talk about your due diligence process. What are your procedures in place? What measures do you have to account for human error? Like, ain't nobody account, huh? What you mean human error, Dr. Anderson? You know, I did what you said. I went online and I got the list, shouted. Go ahead, man. You use your own money. No problem. No problem. No problem. But what's funny to me is we go in a specific market, Cass is trying to figure out what we're doing next. Then they going into the market that we just ran out of, and we just hit a home run. They going into that same market trying to recreate that magic. You can't recreate magic. When you a magician, that's what Toby and his wife just say, yo, we don't ride the wave, we create it. So we creating science, man. We creating real estate science, man. We creating real estate opportunities. And for those of y'all that participate with this, you know what I'm saying? When we get ready to start the subscription service, y'all, the subscription service, you think this is cold. If you think this is cold right here, the subscription service is super cold. Why? Because y'all paying me. So when you pay me, you're going to get a whole different type of information. If we 50,000 subscribers at $9, man, come on. Everybody going to be a millionaire. Times $9.99? Yeah, that's $500,000 a month. Yeah. Times 12 months? That's, come on, 5-6 million. Yeah. Everybody going to be on. I'm not going to guarantee that, but if you're paying attention and you do what the hell I'm telling you to do, you're going to live a very, very good life. Because it's all about not just riding a wave. It's about understanding the factors that go into the predictability of when the wave is coming. That's what's up. That's what my dad calls arbitrage. My dad always said, yo, David, you practicing arbitrage. I was like, Dad, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What's arbitrage? Arbitrage this, arbitrage that. Arbitrage, taking advantage of the marketplace, right? Finding the glitch in the matrix. Dr. Robert F. Smith talks about arbitrage in the market. That's how Vista Equity Partners has become the gold standard for investing on Wall Street. It's a black man. The gold standard for investing on Wall Street, a black man. Vista Equity Partners, okay? So how does he become that? He becomes that because he has perfected a system that takes advantage of the arbitrage in the market. It's just like surfers. If y'all ever seen surfers, surfers have the ability to figure out when the wave is going to crest, and then they ride that. They ride that wave, man. Hopefully they don't fall off and kill themselves, but they ride that wave all the way home, and then hopefully they get it on tape. It hits YouTube. Everybody's like, oh, man, they're the wave master. You know what I'm saying? But that's a talent. So what surfers got going on is arbitrage, okay? And if they're consistently able to see the patterns of what's getting ready to happen when a wave crests, and they can go take advantage of that, they don't have no great skill of riding a wave. I mean, they have skill to strengthen core to be able to keep their balance, but nothing makes them a superhuman because, oh, they got lucky. Nah, they perfected a system of being able to take advantage of the arbitrage, of the opportunity. And what black people need to do is we need to start playing the game like that, man. We need to start, whatever it is, whatever game it is, if you in the market, if you in the real estate market, if you want, this market on that market, we have to start understanding the signals, man. We not reading the tea leaves, man. We caught out here on some, oh man, I'm getting taken advantage of, and this is happening to me, that's happening to me. Man, nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? We being disenfranchised economically. Forget about what's happened to us emotionally and socially and health-wise and all this other stuff. If we don't get our economics together, stuff's going to continue happening to us. Like if you got bread, COVID is not affecting you. Let's just keep this shit 100 right now. If you got money to go get super antioxidants and you eating super green foods every day and you taking super antioxidants, you got pycnogenol, vitamin D3, zinc, you can afford to do those things. You got alkaline water coming in, fresh vegetables and all that type of stuff, intaking in your body, building your spleen, going to see your chiropractor, adjusting your back to get ultimate blood flowing to your brain. You working out, you're not getting sick. The people who are getting sick are people who can't afford to do those things. You can't afford to do those things because you don't got no bread. You don't got no bread because you're not practicing arbitrage. It has nothing to do with anything else. It has everything to do with your economic situation. And until you understand that, until you digest that, until you sit back and be like, yo, this cat is kicking some real knowledge right now. This cat is talking to me, telling me what I need to do. You don't even have to know the science behind the arbitrage. You just got to know you got to find one. Because let me tell you something, especially black men. Yo, I'm talking to y'all right now. Brothers on the line right now, I'm talking directly to you. I'm going to get on this board and then I'm going to get out of here. If you don't figure out arbitrage, you a sucker. I'm just telling you. I'm here to tell you. I'm not trying to, defecate on your manhood. I love you. No homo. But straight up, I love you. Because the worst thing in the world is to see a man try to make the bill and come up short. Because these women don't, and this is no knock on the women, But if you coming up short, there's nothing like a black woman that just tear. My mom used to tear into my dad on stupid stuff. All right. So I was like, yo, I'm never, no woman gonna talk to me like that. That's crazy. I gotta get some bread. So arbitrage will cancel that in a heartbeat. Now you got other things you gotta hear, with mouth and all of that. But if you spot an arbitrage, like that's what they need to be teaching in school. All this stuff that they teaching you, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Man, fuck out of here. Dudes need to figure out the arbitrage. Teach me that, right? Can I find the arbitrage? Tell me what the arbitrage is so I can build a business. I can hire my people. I can build trust amongst everybody. Everybody got retirement plans. We all got valid health care, and we can all work together on making sure that the arbitrage happens every month so that everybody eats. That's what time it is. If you're in the retail market, get the fuck out of it. Why are you staying in a market that ain't working anymore? Like, come on. Every retail store that we know about on the Fortune 500 is losing its shirt. From Toys R Us down. Why the hell else are you trying to, I work in retail. Get out. Why are you staying in retail? What is wrong with you that you don't love yourself enough that you're going to stay in a market that's dying? Come on, people. Wake up. I'm in the food service industry. The COVID came, and now I haven't been working. So what? Figure something else out. If you can't go and serve your tables, bust your tables, clean dishes or whatever because people ain't eating like they used to, they ain't going out because they worrying about COVID, get in another industry. Change industries. Well, Dr. Anderson, I don't have the skill sets. Figure that shit out. If you don't figure it out, you're not going to be able to have no money. You don't have no money, you can't buy super antioxidants. You can't buy Pignogenol. You can't buy vitamin D3. You can't buy zinc. You can't keep your fucking immune system built up to be able to do business. What are you worth? Come on, y'all. Like, wake up. They trying to eliminate us off this freaking planet. I'm not going out like that, yo. I'm not going out like that. So what do we got to do? We got to get some money, period. We got to get some bread. These people, listen, Elon Musk is going to Mars. Straight up. This dude is building rocket ships to take him to Mars. They don't want to be here no more. All right? They got the Space Wars, the Space Force. My homeboy, R.W. Bray, that was on the line last week. This dude, I can't even talk about it because I know he's going to be like, yo, that's a breach of security. Space Force is coming. Okay? And Space Force is identifying asteroids that they're flying unmanned ships to, and the robots are coming out of these unmanned ships, digging inside of these asteroids, getting precious metals and precious stones, and bringing them back here and processing them for the market. That's the new frontier. Space Force. Google that shit. And we still down here trying to figure out where can I get a job from in the retail industry. That's what we on. These going to Mars. They going to Mars. They got robots on asteroids pulling out metals, precious metals from outer space, bringing them down here, putting them in the market. What's that going to be worth? I got some gold. It came off this satellite asteroid on its way to Pluto. But we melting that down, putting that in our mouths. We got some plutonium gold in our mouth. What's up, Nick? That's where we at. We got to change our frequencies, y'all. So I ain't trying to yell at y'all. I ain't trying to do all of that. I ain't going to Uncle Ruckus you. All I'm saying is I'm trying to instill the importance of why you doing or need to do what you need to do. Period. End of story. You know what you need to do. I don't need to give you a why behind that. Let's talk about financing. Top of the hour. Hour 3. And then I'm going to get out of here, take some questions. So we talked about the residential opportunities, October 6th. What's the buy-in? We'd like to have a $100,000 buy-in. But if you ain't got 100 G's, yo, Dr. Anderson, I really want to get into tax lien. I got 10 grand, man. What's up? Call the office. See how I'm feeling. It really depends. Depends on the phone calls that day. We get a whole bunch of phone calls that are good and you slip in with the 10 G's, cool. We get a whole bunch of 10 G's phone calls and you call with the 5 G's, it's like, I gotta call you. Byron Allen's on the other line, gotta go. I'm just saying, man, keep it real, right? But yeah, the buy-in's 100. If you got 50, you know, we'll figure it out. We can use a self-directed IRA or just regular IRA. We can use the 401k, 403b, all that, you know, thrift savings, whatever. You know, if you're currently employed with the employer and you don't want to get terminated to be able to move the money around, we can look at the CARES Act, see about taking a loan against the retirement plan, set up an LLC, pay the loan back. We got strategies, people. Business is about strategy. I got a war chest. You know what I'm saying? I seen that play before. They running that same play. In fact, my cousin reminded me that they ran that same play on the Spanish flu like 100 years ago. It's the same play from the playbook. They said that Spanish flu ran from 1818 to 1819. Global pandemic. 20 million, 40 million people died. They can't really put a number on it. It's a lot of people, yo. 20 to 40 million people? That's crazy. You got to build your immune system. I'm just saying, you're going to spend money on the Balenciagos. Negroes can't even spell Balenciago. But y'all ain't got no Dr. Sebi super green food in the house? I'm just saying, you ain't got that sea moss, that Dr. Sebi sea moss, $1,500 for the package. But you got the Balenciago. You got to build that spleen. You got to see that chiropractor. You got to get them chakras aligned. You're going to be jammed up trying to deal with the COVID. I'm just saying, man. That's what time it is. Your health is your wealth. We'll move on. Let's talk about this financing game. All right? More specifically, commercial finance. Why is this so important? This is very important because, you know, today in the meeting, the client was like, yeah, how things going? I had to go give an update. I didn't have nothing for the client today. I had an update, but it wasn't a commitment. So it wasn't really a good update. But the commitment that I had came from a traditional bank. Okay. Sorry, my daughter's calling me. I have your guitar. I got this chick, my daughter, excuse me. I got her a limited edition Prince Cloud guitar. I mean, it's numbered. Birthday gift. Anyway, hopefully I'll give it to her after this is over. Anyway, so I'm talking to the client. Client is like, you know, what's the update? You know, do we have a commitment? Blah, 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 blah. 25 million. Bank calls, they're like, yeah, we're interested, but, you know, David, if it wasn't COVID, we would have did this deal already, but the financials are not really what we like to see, but we want to be involved. We're involved with a number of other studios in the market, and, you know, we want to be involved in this one. Is there any way you can update the financials to kind of show more of a profit than, you know, a $1.9 million loss from previous years that's being carried back? You know, that's a CPA issue, right? All I know is that in that world, it's still real estate related, but in the film world, it's $1 per square foot per day. Which means if I got 1 million square feet, that's $1 million a day for MGM or Lionsgate to come in, whoever, Cinelease, right? What was the production on the production company for Coming to America? What was their names?
Us, the production company.
You remember that?
I can't remember.
I'll figure it out. I got the lease somewhere. You know what I mean?
But they did film it at Tyler Perry Studios.
Come on. Hey. I'm just saying. There's leases that are being generated. And those leases that are generated, they're worth millions of dollars. So somebody can go procure a lease Film comes in, they only there for 12 weeks. Bam, $1 million. Bam, $2 million. That's crazy. That's the commercial lease game on steroids to be able to do that. It's nuts, right? So all I'm saying is traditional banking, when you're trying to get things done, especially in markets like this, get complicated. Because banks want to placate. They say they want to do deals, but then when you give them real deals, they be like, I don't know. I'll get back to you on this. This is great. We're interested, but I don't know. That's why you have to have an understanding of alternative funding sources. Well, what are the alternative funding sources, Dr. Anderson? I'm here to show you. So, private equity is where we got to go. It's one source. Another source is, and I love this source, should have made this one first. Self-directed IRA. Another source of funding is the EB5 and E2 program. These take a while. Another source is the non-depository banks. And then the fifth source we'll leave last, which is what we're currently dealing with, are the depository banks. The top five. Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, BB&T, blah, blah, blah. Right? So, when you try to get deals done, they're time sensitive, you have to go into the private equity market. These are the guys that are liquid. These are the guys that are managing hedge funds. These are the guys that typically have between $100 million and $50 million in a hedge fund. They got to deploy funds specifically in opportunity zones. They like deals like that, right? So the private equity space becomes a space where we can go and raise funds, which is why when we reach out to Johnny Udenthal and Melanie Hobson and Byron Allen and all these other people, you know, they're in these spaces where they're black people managing that type of money, right? So we're gonna give it our best effort. We're gonna get the phones humming. We've already reached out to a few people. The phone's ringing, but it ain't ringing as much as I needed it to ring, or that I need it to ring. So I gotta make it ring more. So I gotta speak to my phone. You know what I'm saying? Speak, Lord. Speak, Lord. Speak to the phone, y'all. Speak, Lord. Do y'all do this at home? Speak, Lord. I'm just saying. You gotta speak. You gotta speak to the phone, man. You can't just call and be like, You gotta be like, yo, dude. You know, I'm calling. You know, you see I'm calling you. You reading my text. Like, come on. I'm just saying. But you know, billionaires, they do things differently. You gotta get their attention. You gotta roll up on them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta figure out where they're gonna be and be like, yeah, man. I sent you that text the other day about that deal. What's the deal? Oh, okay. You don't want to do it? No problem. See you next week. You know, it's that type of thing, man. They want to be run after only to tell you, I'll get back to you. That kind of stupid stuff. So, anyway, we might have to move on and keep going until you find something. But anyway, these are the 5 areas where deals get done, okay? On the private equity side, if you can get in front of some hedge fund managers and you can present accordingly, throw your Brooks Brothers on. Make sure you understand your numbers so when they dig down on them financials, you can respond accordingly. And just show them, you know, how this deal can work, how everybody can make some money, and how the deals get negotiated. So that's what I got for tonight, man. We got any questions on y'all end? Let's see what we got. It's question and answer time.
Got people still tuned in, no current questions.
Well, we letting them know it's question and answer time. Otherwise, we're going to get on the opportunity bus.
Cool.
I think on the YouTube you gotta press the button to figure out what they're talking about.
Oh, I could see it on here. What you mean?
Oh, you can see it?
Yeah, that's how I've been telling on this one right here. I'm not sure.
But
which one.
that's
Which one is that?
Facebook.
That's
I'm
Facebook.
talking about right here. You gotta click
Oh,
on the bottom.
oh, I didn't know I had to.
Yeah,
let me
so I'm
see,
trying.
Hold on. I'll finish this. Oh shoot, we gotta finish it. I'm tripping.
Yeah, it's
You know-
that, they give you only an hour on that.
Oh, did it already cut off?
You gotta monitor it, yo.
No, I'm saying, you good?
Yeah, we good. I mean, I'm just worried about the YouTube. As long as YouTube is good. We got any questions on that though?
Hold on. It's not what you're telling me. Come over here. Top chat. Which one is it? Chat room. Oh, it came up. Why didn't it come up? What'd you do? What'd you press?
What's your take on the family's recent purchase of Georgia land from the Safe Town? All right, Dewan Craig,
What are you pressing?
live chat.
Oh, live chat.
So you got all these people.
I ain't know because this one was already up, and then this one was up showing it.
Okay. So we got people on here. So yeah, sorry y'all. Raheem's trying to figure it out. So read to me what they're talking about.
All right, so
Question and answer.
question and answer. What's your take on family's recent purchase of Georgia land to form Safe Town?
You know, Toomsboro, I think it's a great idea. You know, I'm part of a situation like that right now in Tennessee, where some OGs back in the day had a back to the land movement. You know, everybody was excited to get away from the man and all this type of stuff. So the energy is there because of the current situation and everything going on. But like maintaining it is really what's the deal is. You know what I'm saying? The maintenance. You know, like for instance, the opportunity that I'm a part of, there's like 400 families that own in this area, 400, and they're black. But they're tired. They're in their 70s and their 80s now, and so there's this new crop of individuals that are coming in there, and during that time, you know, some other people that didn't look like us have bought in there as well. So you know, you got people that are in the mountains in Tennessee, you know, and there's black people there, but then there's white folks there too. So you know, it's all cool now because everybody's excited about it, but when those families, you know, leave or die, the kids don't. Strong commitment, you know, for the future. Because I'm in an opportunity just like that, you know, and it's a major one. And I bought in. I bought in because somebody who was a part of it, the organizer, didn't pay their taxes on the property. And people, you know, they got older and they don't want to be there. I see value in it, you know. I think that we need to have a retreat. I think we need to have a safe space where we can be us and not get shot in the back 5 times. I believe in that. But I also think that, you know, when we go and do these things, they're emotional unless we have a plan and we have people who are serious, more than 9 people who are serious about the 100-year plan for that effort. Now, that's my take on that. But I'm not knocking it. I think it's dope. I think we should go check them out, see what they got going on there.
Got a question from Deandra White. How can opportunities like this in Atlanta lead to international buyers of films inspired by Black Wall Street, African kings like Mansa Musa, and empires like Songhai and Ghanaian Empire? So
listen, I feel all of that. The Songhai, Mansa Musa, I'm a fan. Matter of fact, at my own kids' school, because I had to create a pandemic pod, a learning center for my own children, and I had to go hire a teacher and pay a lease for a facility for them to get taught or tutored every day. I have a photo of Mansa Musa on the wall, okay, and it says in 1311 when them kids come in there. So it ain't no, you know, Columbus. It says 1311. So what I'm getting at is these film opportunities that I'm talking about, these are not just opportunities. Like these are like opportunities to create our own narratives and our own stories, okay? We have an amazing, I can't get into all of the details about it, but if writing those narratives of Mansa Musa, of his brother Abu Bukhari II, of the Songhai tribe and and the Dogons and you know, all of these ancient Africans that have circumvented the world or circled the world thousands of times before the man even thought about building a boat. Like, if you want to tell those stories and those stories are important to you, like, we have to get in about our business of raising money. You know, we have our Byron Allens, but you know, he owns the Weather Channel. You know, he owns other things that are important to him. ES Studios has other things that are important to them. I haven't really seen a black content provider that's focused on the narrative of our history. And you know, as far as I know, you know, we happen to be, Blackwell Films happens to be one of the only people covering in the world. In fact, I was the only person with a license to shoot. Blackwell Films was the first film company ever in the history of Egypt to apply for the license to shoot and study the first tomb, which is King Tut's grandfather. Like, I own that footage. All right. So, you know, I mean, people's heads when they get into film are not necessarily in the narrative or controlling the narrative of our story. You know, we get into the film game and we want to show, you know, we want to do John Singleton wants to do a Baby Boy. Rest in peace, John Singleton. But like, how is that benefiting, you know, our ability to wake the genius inside of us? How is showing the Baby Boy film or exposing that film evoking the God in you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we understand who we are, and understand this, I just talked to Anthony Browder before I did the show. He just texted me before I did my show because he had to do a presentation from 7 to 9. He told me, after my film partner showed me the intro to this film that we're working on with Browder, he told me that the Tomb of the Builders in Giza has been located. So Elon Musk just got on the Squawk Box 2 weeks ago and said that the aliens built the pyramids in Giza. Anthony Browder, a freaking historian that's been doing this for his whole entire life, has just located the Builders Pyramid, where on the walls they show how these freaking pyramids was built. They laid it all out on the wall, and everybody on the wall is black. I got 2 Sony Red cameras. I'm about to get on a plane and go out there as soon as possible. I think they said November, so we got to get ready for that. So all I'm telling you is, there are production companies that have dedicated their lenses and their film and their time to telling these stories. The challenge is, no one owns the distribution to be able to pump that out. You go to Lionsgate, you go sit down with Michael Moore at 34th Street Film, who has the agreement with Lionsgate. This is another arm of the Tyler Perry film production arm. You go sit down with Michael Moore and say, hey, look, I want to push this out. Did Tyler clear this? You know, I don't want to get into that because it becomes political, but to put out the story of Abu Bukhari II, I would have to own the distribution channel. And so what I'm saying is, when we get into owning a film studio, and this is not just the first film studio. I have another film studio opportunity, which is a $50 million opportunity. I was going to kind of present that tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, next week. But I might have to put both opportunities together, because in order to present Abu Bukhari II, even if we have 1 million square feet of usable raw space to produce this production, and we have backlights, we have 15 backlight facilities, okay, to be able to do CGI, green screen, all of this type of stuff. We have a freaking airport to fly the talent in and pick them up in the Sprinter and the Opportunity Bus and bring them into set and do makeup and all this type of stuff. House them, feed them, do all of this stuff. We still got to get it to Netflix. We still got to get it to the freaking movie house. 3,000 screens, 5,000 screens. You know what the cost is to get to expose your screen, your film on the screen pre-COVID? It's $5,000 a screen, man. You want to hit 2,000 screens? Do the numbers on that, okay? So what I'm saying is, COVID is changing the film game right now. And if that's important to you, it's very important to us, which is why I'm doing the real estate game, so I can get myself in a position to do what the hell I'm doing right now, right? How many leases can we do at $1 per square foot times $1 times every day? How many leases can we do so we can buy one of these studios so we can control that narrative? That's what the hell this is about, right? So if you want to control that narrative, you got to own a facility. You got to be able to put that content together, and you got to be able to distribute, which means you got to own the network. You got to own a 24-hour network that puts together shorts. You got to be able to put together films. You got to be able to put together content that pushes the agenda of the black man is God. However many ways you want to figure that out. That's what time it is.
Facts.
All right? But you can't do that if you don't got no money. You don't own a studio. Come on, man. You can't do that. They're gonna be like, yo, don't nobody want to watch that, right? That looks great, David, but that sounds like that's for the National Geographic. Okay, cool. But if I own the network and I'm pumping out the content, you know what I'm saying? If I'm pumping out financial content throughout the week, and on the weekends we telling y'all how great y'all are, I'm just saying. So saying, oh well, yeah, I want to hear how great I am all week. Yeah, well, we gotta make money too, right?
I think that the movie Black Panther, the idols distributor or people. So
No. Listen, I understand what you're saying. I'm not in my world. I can't do business with Lionsgate.
Got you.
MGM stands for Metro Goldwyn and Mayer. I can't go out and tell the story of Abu Bakari II and then turn around and go to Metro Goldwyn and Mayer and expect for them to put that out.
Yeah.
I can't do that. That disrespects Abu Bakari II's legacy.
Gotcha.
This is a dude that renounced his sovereignty. Mansa Musa became Mansa Musa because Abu Bakari II renounced his throne. He renounced his throne. His brother said, well, fuck it, I'll take it. Abu Bakari renounced his throne so he could go and circumvent the world, navigate the world using the stars. He wanted to show how dope he was because he was able to use a sextant and the stars to go around the world 15 times. Wrote a book about it, The Adventures of Abu Bakari II, okay? And with 200 ships. They built pyramids here. In fact, the freaking, not the Schomburg, what do they call it? The Smithsonian in 1901 found pyramids built by Abu Bakari II and blew them the fuck up.
Wow.
No one talks about this.
Wow.
That's a movie right there.
Facts.
But you want me to go shoot that and go with Maya? Come on, man. So we have to own, like we have to own on so many other levels.
Got you.
This real estate thing that we doing, like, come on, man. Like, I'm not doing residential just for my health, right? We do the residential so I can keep paying my staff until we get to these commercial deals that I'm telling y'all about right now. $25 million deal here, Premier Studio, Atlanta. Come on, y'all. We got to get out here and do a go live. I got to beg Byron Allen to get on the phone. I got to call Robert. I got to make all these phone calls to get $25 million when actually the cap raise is $100 million so we can do exactly what you're talking about. Like, come on.
I get it, man.
So I'm not yelling at the listener, but I'm just like, yo, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
This is the kind of money that's needed to control the narrative. We don't control our own narrative.
Facts.
We'll go out and we'll placate the narrative, and we'll write ourselves into these scripts to kind of disrespect ourselves only to get money to be able to try to build studios. We don't have to do that. There's 75 black people on Wall Street that I'm calling over the next 4 days. I'm not gonna hound them. I'm giving 3 calls to each one of these people. They have a responsibility. They know who the fuck I am. They have a responsibility to answer the phone. They know what I'm representing. They know what's in my hand. They know I got a MIA certified commercial appraisal in the opportunity zone. It ain't like I'm out here peddling what's in my hand. They know I got a MIA certified commercial appraisal in the opportunity zone. It ain't like I'm out here peddling some bullshit. They know what it is, right? They gotta decide for themselves want to be a part of that. That's what's going on. Do they want to move money to be a part of that?
It's like on a political thing. It's like when they interviewed Trump and asked him about Lewis. You see what I'm saying? And it was like, I don't know him personally, but he wasn't at my inauguration. So, statements like this.
I don't know nothing about that, man. All I'm saying is this. We got an opportunity for Black Wall Street to get involved on not one, but 2 major film houses in Georgia. 2. One of them has over 1 million square feet of of ready available space right now.
Facts.
So I gotta go out. I gotta shake the money tree. I gotta make $100 million drop. This is one of the biggest opportunities of my entrepreneurial career. You know what I'm saying? So I got a feeling about this, man. I feel like I got something to prove. You
I think we
understand what
got
I'm
one
saying?
more question.
Go ahead.
Deja Craig, am I saying it right? Deja Craig. What lessons does F. Smith's current situation offer?
I'm enjoying watching Robert F. Smith's current situation because it's a learning lesson, and I won't say enjoying because I don't want it to seem that I'm excited for what's happening to the brother, but he's playing a high level. Dr. Smith is being coached or has been coached for the past 20 years by a gentleman named Robert T. Brockton. And Robert T. Brockton owns a company called Reynolds and Reynolds. And Reynolds and Reynolds owns a whole bunch of stuff. They on a high level, and you know it's private equity money. Reynolds and Reynolds, through a situation of or an illustration, and we put this on the board a couple of weeks ago, through an illustration of a number of offshore companies, was able to move $1 billion 20 years ago into the Vista Equity Partners, okay? Through a series of what they would call Caribbean offshore corporations. Reynolds and Reynolds, through a charitable trust, was able to move money and transfer funds into Vista Equity Partners. This is on the record. In fact, Bloomberg did a report about it and gave the information exactly on how the funds were transferred, okay? So when you ask the question, what does the current situation teach us about Mr. Roberts' situation, I'm giving you the answer. So older, Mr. Reynolds is like 80 years old, okay? Excuse me, Mr. Robert Brockton is 80 years old. He's in Texas. And Mr. Smith resides, he's from Austin, but he resides in Simi Valley, California, all right? So, and Vista Equity is in New York, okay? So Mr. Brockton and Mr. Smith have maintained a teacher-student relationship. And Mr. Brockton has a lot of creative strategies on finance, what we would call, my father-in-law would call high finance, okay? And Mr. Smith has clearly turned $1 billion investment 20 years ago into a $6 billion corporation. So money is moving around, money is floating. The only reason why we know about this is because Mr. Smith had to disclose on his divorce some of his earnings or some of his assets. And this kind of triggered, made an inquiry as to taxes that were supposedly owed to the U.S. government in 2014, to the tune of taxes on $100 million, or taxes on $200 million, which was to the tune of $34 million. So this is the issue. The issue of taxes would have never been an issue had he not, not worked things out with his wife at the time in 2014, excuse me. And so he had to file for divorce. And of course, when you file for divorce, you got to disclose, okay? So in the disclosures, it was like, well, damn, who the hell is this dude? Didn't nobody know who he was. And so now he's on the radar, and there's some questionability as to his taxes, okay? So even if there was a question of his taxes, he made a donation in the same amount just recently to Morehouse College for somewhere close to $40 million. Then double back, $34 million, $35 million, something like that. Then double back and say he will take care of the parents' student loans as well. So let's just call it a $50 million, write-off, right? Because he made, from his charitable organization, a donation to Morehouse College. I'm sure he got the paperwork on there so he can write it off for his taxes. So the motivation was a tax issue, but he went and did what he needed to do to clear that issue up with the IRS. And at the same time, if you're going to have to pay $40 million to the Fed, I would do the same thing to give it to Morehouse College. Now, I would hope that when I get to that level that I'm not having to do that because of my tax obligations. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do something for Morris Brown College even prior to that. But, I mean, that was his situation. That's what he did. My opinion on that is that, you know, it's kind of similar to the American Gangster story, right? Didn't nobody know who Frank Lucas was. The white man said that black people didn't have a smart enough mind to be able to figure a scheme like what Frank Lucas was doing out. So they was running around trying to figure out who Frank Lucas was and had no idea he was a black man. It wasn't until he showed up at the fight in the front row with the chinchilla coat on and the chinchilla hat and the Brazilian chick that they was like, okay, we took a picture of this guy sitting in the front. We had no idea who he was. And, you know, Robert S. Smith happens to have a new wife, and she looks like the Brazilian chick in the movie. You know, so no knock on his new wife, but I'm just saying that inquiry from the divorce, in my opinion, sparked the hard inquiry from the Fed. Either way, it's a witch hunt, okay? They looking for Robert Brockton, and they're going after Robert Brockton because they're like, oh, wait a minute, this guy just taught this black dude all of these high finance strategies and empowered a black man. Because Vista Equity Partners is the #1 firm on Wall Street. In fact, all the Wall Streeters are trying to figure out what is Mr. Robert Smith's secret sauce? How can he figure out arbitrage? And they can't. So they kind of hating on him. And anytime there's a black man with that kind of bread, you got to know there's going to be some backlash. You trust me on that one. So it's kind of like, just be cool, man. Just lay low, do your thing, do your deals, and, you know, teach, but don't teach. But he got the ultimate lesson from Mr. Brockton. I'm almost 2 seconds from driving out to Mr. Brockton's house and knocking on his door like, yo, what's up with the lesson? When does class start? You know what I'm saying? When can I understand that 5 flag strategy that you came out with? Because that's cold-blooded. And to have a 20-year relationship with Mr. Robert T. Brockton, Reynolds and Reynolds? Somebody give you $1 billion 20 years later, you worth $6 billion? That's crazy. That's unprecedented. So that's my take on that. Any other questions before we get out of here? You want to check that thing and we can close this up?
Thank you from, pull it up. Many thanks, currently working a power purchase agreement on our earlier discussion. We would like to check in with you tomorrow to discuss.
Who's that?
Roz Reese.
Luis?
Roz Reese.
Roz Reese. Okay, Roz Reese. I call the office.
Gotcha.
888-755-5105. Talk to the staff. Find out when we can, what's available. What else do we got?
That was it. We
That's
covered
it?
all the questions. Yeah, the questions.
Yeah,
It was just people checking in. No, I said we covered all the questions.
Okay, on here too?
Yeah.
And on here?
Yeah, these were the ones I missed.
All right, cool. So here's the deal. We deal with some high finance tonight. Don't be scared. Hit us up. Let us know how y'all can get involved. We want to make it work. All right. That's the show for tonight.
My little
What's that?
portfolio.
Okay. Oh, you investing? General Electric, Alphabet. Okay. You got some Tesla in there? You got some Amazon? Oh, you gotta get rid of McDonald's. Ain't nobody buying McDonald's. You gotta sell that and buy you a
Intel.
Amazon. Okay. All right. Martin over here. He over here. You got that. Get that Amazon. He over here.
I gotta put some more in it. Oh, yeah.
That's what's up. All right, y'all. Real Estate Group Partners, hit us up, 888-755-5105. Wealth Wednesdays, Volume 2, Episode 3. We appreciate y'all. High finance. Remember, the opportunity bus is leaving. We got film opportunities. We got multifamily opportunities, hotel opportunities, and just straight up residential opportunities. Commercial finance. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all need, holla at us. Listen to Curtis Mayfield.
Go you
Listen up. A great big Range Rover